Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the free to play. Um, Not too much to talk about here. No, yeah, we didn't finish the Clan v Clan until it would have been this morning, Thursday. Yeah, okay, sorry. Oh, it's been a day. So we got all 4 rings. This is huge. Bunch of 5-star rings, 2 epic rings. Very, very happy with that. Um, so uh and some of the shield rings, which by the way, it doesn't matter now because we've moved on from that particular Doom Tower, but I did get a shield ring, a blood shield ring for Knight's Revenant. Now, unfortunately, it does not have HP percent in the substats. Would have really liked that. Does this one? I haven't even looked at this one. It does, but it's not HP on the main stat. I should, in fact, I need to level this one up. Only one roll on the HP, but still, yeah, he's an HP based champion. This is just a better ring. And there you go. Crit damage, yes, because I want him to beat damage, and then we still don't have a banner for him, but hey, we found some upgrades. Okay. So what I want to talk about in this video, Clan v Clan, let's take a look at this. So I was talking to my clan just now about how I put up 62,575 points. This is due to a lot of patience, and it's a very important number of points for me because it's justifying a lot of things. If you don't know, if you're new to the account or you haven't heard me say it before, the reason I started this free-to-play account, I am the leader of this clan called Roadblocks Vanguard, and I usually put up large numbers. Now, I took it easy on this one because we had such a drastic lead. Wasn't necessary for me to go and put up a bunch of crazy points. But usually I'm over 100,000 points at least. Now, this is an account that I have spent money on. Not a lot, but I have spent money on. And it made me wonder, how hard is it to earn points as a free-to-play player? My first free-to-play week, I had so many things to spend because I had all these books from missions and challenges and all these things, and I put up big numbers. My second Clan v Clan on the free-to-play was very, very tight. I only put up like 30 or maybe 40,000. Go back and look at the video because I don't remember. But on this one, I put up 62,000, and I didn't do anything crazy. I booked champions, I upgraded my Great Hall, and I played the game. And that's it. And I'm working a full-time job now. I thought my points were going to be even lower because of how much I was working, but I was actually still able to put up significant point numbers just by playing the game and leveling up champions, because that's all I've been putting my energy in, is leveling up champions, because we're trying to level up our Ursula the Mourner. So, the proof is in the pudding. I have proven that you can put up good Clan v Clan points as a free-to-play player, as long as you are smart about your resources. I saved all my books. I saved all my Great Hall points. I did all my foraging during this time. I'm hitting higher levels of clan boss, which gets you a lot of points. And I just leveled up and used my energy. That's the biggest thing I can say, is just use your energy when you can. I'm not saying save it, but use your energy during Clan v Clan. Just make sure that you're using it. And I was able to put up significant points. I didn't pull a single shard, y'all, other than mystery shards. I didn't pull anything greater than a mystery shard during this Clan v Clan. And I put up 62,000 points, which is very, very respectable. Did it mean that I had to wait 2 weeks to fully upgrade some of my champions? Yes, it did. But you've been with me, though, well, for most of you anyway, you've been with me on this account for the entirety of that 2 weeks. I've been making a video every single day. Was I feeling the pressure of that? Did it hurt me? Was I like, man, my team sucks? I really want to book this guy. Like, it was just, this is where we're at. It's patience. Is that the way that everybody wants to play Raid Shadow Legends? Absolutely not. That's okay. You don't want to play this way? That's totally fine. Just understand that you may be limiting yourself to put up points during Clan v Clan. If you're fine with that and your clan is fine with that, that's great. But if you are somebody like myself, I'm not saying everybody has to be this way, but if you're like myself and you want to put up decent points during a Clan v Clan, my recommendation is to just save up your resources. Just that simple. And I didn't even ascend people because I didn't have anyone to ascend. I could have done those things too. Now, that's the one thing I don't wait to ascend until Clan v Clan. That's just a step too far because sometimes, as we learned very, very early on in this account, 3-star ascending somebody can be a huge difference about their viability. So I don't wait to ascend people, but you could. I don't, right? So, but I was very, very happy with the Clan v Clan points that I put up. Um, and yeah, and we got great rewards from it. So if we went and I spent the rewards as I got them. So I spent this book, we got this shard. Um, Clan v Clan coins. This is the best part about Clan v Clan is the clan coins that you get. I had enough clan coins from the Clan v Clan that I was able to afford Yannicka and Yakarl fragments and still have 260 left over going into next week to buy Yannicka fragments. So, super excited about that. If we look at the progress that we're making towards them, we've got Yakarl at 10, because I was originally going to go straight for Yakarl. And then we have Yannicka at 25. We are a quarter of the way there. And Yannicka is a very good champion. She's a great nuker, especially in PvP. Well, I was going to say PvP, but she's pretty good everywhere. She's just a good AoE nuker. You can use her in PvP. You can use her in waves. You can use her. I could see her having value with her kit in Hydra even. So just her AoE nukage in general is going to be very valuable to many accounts. So from a free to play perspective, to get, I mean, any free legendary is somebody that you need to consider regardless. This includes champions like Razin and others. That's why I'm very quick to try and save any of the champions that are a part of the Razin fusion. And the moment that I get the fourth of one of these champions, I will instantly work towards fusing. I might wait till a Clan v Clan, however, but I will fuse these epics and hang on to them. And some of them I might even use. If I remember, Lich has some viability in certain areas of the game. Yeah, the turn meter reduction on this, the A3 here is pretty handy. I know that he's popular in Dark Fae for that ability. So, um, let's see. Yeah, so I wanted to first talk about Clan v Clan and how many points I put up and how happy I am. Um, if my clan was ranked a little bit higher, the six, I would have gotten even better rewards. So, and we crushed our opponent this week. So, let's talk about what else is going on in the game. Big fusion started. Timid the Fool. Now I'm just too early in my account to go for this one. I can't predict the future, but I feel confident in saying that I will probably also skip the next fusion, but the one after that, if the champion is decent for a fragment summon, I will probably go for. If this free to play account was a little more progressed and I had more resources readily available to my account, meaning if I had saved up more potions, if I had more gems to use towards refills, if I had more silver, if I had more um, potions for ascension and more brews for the champion training tournament, um, would I go for Timid? Probably not. The reason being that my resources on a free to play account are so much more valuable. What I mean by that is if I run out of energy on my free to play, I can spend gems. I have 4,000 gems. Um, if I run out of silver on the free to play, I can buy more. I can spend my clan points in the clan shop for silver. So there's even usually energy in here too. I can spend my I'm in silver in tag team arena. I can spend them in my bars in the bazaar and get silver and energy. Um, oh, I'm actually short on the bars this time. So I have ways to get resources on that account that I'm just not ready to do because I need to save my bars for um, Drexstar. Um, I need to save my silver for gear that I really want to level, not just because there's a artifact event. Let me pause because I realize a lot of my fan base are new to the game and may not understand why I'm mentioning these particular sets of resources: energy, silver, gems. So let's talk about a fusion real quick and what that takes. There are types of fusions. This type of fusion and this type of fusion where you collect a bunch of rares, you level them up, ascend them up, fuse them into an epic, and then do the same thing with those epics and fuse them into a legendary. This all occurs now. Rosin is all the time, but a regular fusion is usually a limited time event during a couple of days or weeks. So Timid the Fool's event. No, how do I? I guess the easiest way to get there is through this. Yeah. Okay. So Timid the Fool's event takes place like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 2 weeks to earn fragments. Now, we'll talk about fragments in a second, but so 2 weeks is how long this fusion lasts. The other ones that we've looked at were permanent. Um, that was one type of fusion where you collect champions, you level them up. The second type of fusion is what this type is, which is called a fragment summon. So if we go look back at the calendar here, you get fragments from doing these events. So for example, right now, we have a spider tournament going on and a dungeon divers event going on. So that means that we would use our energy to run spider, and you gain points. If you hit the info button right here, it tells you how many points you gain from spider. How do you get points from spider? It depends on the gear that drops for you. So the higher level of difficulty, there are sweet spots if you really want to know. I'm not going to look them up in this video, but there are sweet spots that, like, certain levels have a disproportionate amount of better gear that drops. And it's not always level 25. I think 20 is one of the sweet spots. Um, you can look up drop rates on a Yumi Love, and if you just read them, you can see where those sweet spots are. For me personally, on my main account, I don't use the sweet spots. I just farm everything on the hard mode, the highest difficulty hard mode that I can do. And that's just a little bit of greediness and laziness. I don't get as many points per energy, but I get a chance at mythical gear. So I choose to do them on the hard difficulty because I could get mythical gear. So that's a little bit selfishness, and not always the best way to go about it. There's a more efficient way than what I currently do. But um, the rank of the item will get you the X number of points. So let's say that I went and did Spider and I got a 4-star accessory, I would get 7 points for that. And let's say it's a rare, so I would get 8 total points for that. So when you think about it, you need 2,250 points. Um, so 2250 divided by 8. That's 280 runs of Spider. So you do want to be running at a level where you would get 5 or 6-star gear because you would get more points per the energy spent. Um, and likely bringing that number of runs down. So that's how you generate points, is dependent on the gear that you earn while running the dungeon. So once you get to 2,250 points, you would get 5 fragments towards the summon. And then uh, you could stop there, or you could keep going and get the other rewards. I would typically stop there and save that energy for the next one. And so the next one would then be a dragon tournament, and then an ice golem tournament, and then a fire knight tournament. And it's not just tournaments, there's also events. Dungeon divers. So dungeon divers event is blah blah blah. So this, you get points just based on artifacts that you get again, and you'll see that it's just around the rank and the stars. So again, if we had a 4-star rare, we would get 9 points. We need 4,800 points. So we'd be looking at what, 480 runs? Now you may say that's even more than the dragon, but Dungeon Divers is usually split up in a way that you can hit 2 dungeons during it. So you'll see the Dungeon Divers is much longer than the Spider Tournament. And so if you were to finish your Spider Tournament and then wait and do Dragon at the same time, on this Sunday here, and bust that out very, very quickly, you would probably finish all 3 events together. Classic Arena Takedown is probably the easiest event. You're probably going to get these shards if you use your arena tokens every day. Summon Rush is one of the harder events in the sense that you have to spend shards during non 2x events. I try to skip this when possible, but usually skipping this means that you have to win some of the tournaments, which this is the first time I'm noticing that you can't get points for winning Spider or Dragon tournament. They're limiting it only to the champion training and champion chase tournaments where you can get bonus points. So you will likely have to do a summon rush during this event, which on a free-to-play account, we probably don't even have enough shards to participate in the summon rush. Champion training events, these are really, really great events for free-to-play, even if you're not going for the fusion. While I won't be able to talk about the rewards on this episode because it's not out yet, leveling your champions during a champion training event is usually very beneficial because it allows you to double dip. You'll be able to generate resources from the champion training event that can be very beneficial. Now, granted, some of those will be shards for the fusion that we're not going to complete on this free to play, but the other rewards around them can be very, very useful. So And then artifact enhancement events are pretty simple. You artifact, you upgrade your artifacts during that period of time. Um, and you gain points as you upgrade artifacts. It can be very gold intensive, and free to play accounts are not swimming in, I said gold. It can be very silver intensive, and free to play accounts are not swimming in silver. Um, so while I've had some comments about how I have a high silver total, I just leveled up a whole bunch of gear for a bunch of champions and dropped back down below 20 mil. So, and 20 million is usually what I'm on. That's usually how much silver I have on my main account to complete an artifact enhancement event. So, these are important things to keep in mind when you're looking at it from a free to play perspective. Right now, I probably have enough energy to complete one of the tournaments and enough silver for one artifact enhancement event. I don't have enough shards to win. Maybe if I use the sacrets, which I would never want to do. Um, I don't think I have enough shards to complete a summon rush. So when you don't have the resources, if I was to dump all of those in and then get halfway through a fusion and be completely tapped out on an account that I have mentally prepared myself to never spend a dime on, I'm boned. I'm basically blew up my whole account for nothing at that point because I cannot complete the fusion, right? I have no other way of gaining resources to complete that fusion, and I no longer have the resources for the other events like a 2x summon and all those other things. So it is important to kind of pay attention and think about these things. However, what does this mean for a free to play account? So now a later game free to play account can totally go for a fusion like this. These are notably known as the easier fusions because you don't have to spend all the time and energy leveling up the champions that you earned. You can just get the fragments and then put them together and get the champion. So these are known as the easier ones. I used to go for these every time. I am going for him on my main account. I used to go for these types of uh, events every time on my main account. Um, and I saved the champions that I got from these events. I saved them up for personal rewards clan bosses, and I would just summon them during that, and you get a lot of points in. I said clan bosses, but I meant clan v clan. I would save them up and summon them during clan v clan, and you generate a lot of points. That's why I'm getting this one. I'm getting this one for two reasons on the main account. One, he might be good with his partner, and their partner might be a guaranteed summon, and I have a lot of shards saved up on the main account. Number two, worst case scenario, I can summon him during a clan v clan and get a bunch of points. Back to the free to play mentality. How is this beneficial to free to play? Well, let's take a look at the tournament. So for the spider tournament, there's an ancient shard right here for 1,800 points. Well, spider is a great place to play. It's a great place to spend your energy. I currently could really use some gear from Spider because one of my strongest champions on the account right now, not saying he's only a rare, but right now he's pretty good on my account. He doesn't have a banner. Just imagine how much stronger he would be if I could appropriately put a banner on him. Whether it's an HP banner, an accuracy banner, or even just defense or attack, it's still stats that will improve his viability overall. So if you think about it like that, I could double dip in a sense. I could farm Spider and get gear while simultaneously earning additional resources, including the potential for a shard. Am I going to go all the way up here to get these fragments? No. I might not even make it to the ancient shard, but it's a good time If I'm of the mentality that, okay, I don't have anyone I want to level, and there's this event going on, where should I spend my energy? Oh, let's spend it in Spider. You want to spend your energy every day. So sometimes you just need a little direction of where to spend it. Well, during events like this, whether it's for a fusion, a fragment summon, or just a random tournament, if you have the opportunity to double dip, it's a good one. Likewise, if we look back at the calendar, Classic Arena, we're going to get a lot of cool resources. Classic Arena tournaments are always fun. Summon Rush, I don't recommend worrying about that during a free to play. Please play the game how you want, but I implore you, try to save your shards for 2x events. But Dungeon Divers, I mean, we've been taking advantage of Dungeon Divers since we've been playing the game. These events are always popping up, and they're just free resources. You'll notice I have some points here. Well, I haven't run any big dungeons. I've just been leveling up my champions. Well, guess what? The gear that you get from campaign when you're farming your champions counts towards Dungeon Divers. So there's a potential chance that I could get some Immortal Soul coins or even an Ancient Shard here. Not likely a Primal Shard, but if I'm spending some of that energy also running things like Spider, and I'm getting good gear, if I get good drops from Spider, then, I could benefit from this. Likewise, if I do Dragon in a couple of days, starting this weekend on the calendar. And then the same thing for Artifact Enhancement. Now, Artifact Enhancement does drain your silver, but if there's gear that you're interested in leveling up and you just haven't gotten around to it, or you've been conservative with your silver, it's a good time to level up during something like an Artifact Enhancement event, and you're able to double dip and get some extra resources out of that event. And it's the same for all of the dungeons: Dragon, Ice Golem, Fire Knight. So how am I approaching this? I am approaching it with the mindset that I still need to level up Ursula. I need to 6-star my Ursula. That is my priority on the game. I just realized I wanted to look at when the champion training event was, but I'm not going to wait for the champion training event because it is only, okay, maybe I will wait and try to double dip a little bit here. I'm going to wait. And I say a little bit, like I'm not going for Timid or anything crazy, but I have a bunch of champions. Like, I know upgrading Ursula to 6 stars is going to be a lot of points for me. Likewise, upgrading a lot of the food and things like that. So, um, I'm still spending my energy daily. I will spend my energy refresh tonight to level up and work towards Ursula, but I might not make her a 6-star until tomorrow so that I can double dip those points a little bit. I'll still probably get her food ready. So like right now I have this is the last 5-star, and I have 2 of the food for this 4-star. So, and then I need a lot more 2-stars still. So I'm probably just going to focus on leveling up 3 stars and 2 stars tonight with whatever energy I have, and then just pop them all tomorrow. Just pop, 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 pop. And then I'll probably put, because I've acquired quite a few brews now, I'll probably put some brews in them as I'm popping them along. And that will get me more points for that champion training event, which will help me get more double dipping resources as well. So I will probably do that. And then Ursula herself will then start getting leveled through that. Then if we look at the calendar, I already closed the calendar, but I will probably run Dragon during the Dragon tournament. I really want to run more Fire Knight. The problem is I'm pretty weak in Fire Knight. I have a lot of multi-hitters, but I don't really have. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing pretty good on Fire Knight. What am I up to on Fire Knight difficulty? 4 to 6 star. Yeah, that's not too bad. So I would probably run some Fire Knight, maybe stage 14. Um, Definitely one of these ones where I have a chance for 6 star gear. And the reason I want to run Fire Knight so bad is just for arena. Um, I'm staying in gold 1, but if we look at my battle log, there are quite a like I had a pretty big streak of losses today, and I would like to mitigate that as much as possible. I really need the medallions or whatever they're called, medals, I think is what they're called, um, for my mission that I'm on right now, which is to get an affinity bonus to level 7. That's this one. To get it, I need 700 medals. They have to be gold, which means I need to start running way more arena. Um, but I'm not consistent enough in arena right now. My win rate is only 58% in gold. So I need to get a little bit stronger there. Well, how do I get stronger? Ignoring defense will up the damage of my champions. Also, getting better gear. Um, I would love to be able to get some crit damage gloves onto Sun Wukong. Um, Likewise, I would love to get rid of some of this 4 star gear on Kale. I'm a little scared and nervous to do so, mostly because I don't want to hinder my progress on Clan Boss. Ooh, that's weak, but I'll take it. Because Kale stays alive because of the lifesteal gear. He would also stay alive from Deacon's Leech, which I'm willing to risk, but I'm afraid if I take all this gear off and put him in like Perception or something, that I may just completely ruin my progress in um, Clan Boss. So I just need to figure out a way to get these 4 champions to do a little bit more damage in and maybe be a little bit faster. So I need to find a way to become faster without sacrificing stats. um so I've got work to do, but arena's not as much of a priority for me as other areas of the game. Wow, we are well over 30 minutes. I'm sorry for the long video, guys. There was just a lot of stuff to cover. Um So, TLDR, not going for Timid, but I am going to double dip during the event. Quick update, interesting update, and I'm so sorry for the long video. Nightmare, I am I averaged 10 million a key today. That was before the transition, and I spent my other keys in Brutal already because I didn't want to get baited by this, because if I put all 4 keys in and ended up with only 32 million, then I'm not getting the chance. Like, I'm only getting a Grandmaster chest, which I can get from Brutal. So I didn't get baited by that, but that's improvement. We're getting closer. So if I can get a little bit more survivability and a little bit more damage, I think we're doing pretty good. So I'm happy to see that. Wanted to share that with y'all. Um, Even in Hydra, I had a quest to spend a key, so I did. I did 700,000. Pretty happy with that, considering Ursula wasn't 6 stars yet, and she's my reviver, so she died before anybody else. But if we get Ursula leveled up and geared appropriately, and she can survive and revive people, we would probably be able to do 1 million damage, which is getting us very, very, very close to a novice chest. So keep an eye out for Hydra updates next week. Doom Tower, we are hard stuck. I am lacking a good cleanser at the moment other than Spirit Host to take on Spider. Maybe I will find a way to work in. Oh, you know what? No, I don't think she cleanses enough. What does Spirit Host do? Let me check. I'm pretty sure she removes all buffs. So yeah. We'll probably need to use Spirit Host. I might play around with Spirit Host to try and see if her cleanse will be enough. Plus, because the block debuffs doesn't work on those poisons. So, but yeah, that's everything going on the account. If I forgot anything, I'll give you guys a bigger update tomorrow. But we had a lot to cover today. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.